Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Hope you guys this week is as weekly as mine. Mine comes every week. It's amazing, I know, right? We're all still here. If you're still here to see this, then you still have a week. Anyway, I want to touch base with you guys about what I'm doing right now with my books. Now, I finished reading Peter last week, and what I did with Advent Exodus, which comes before Peter, and what I just finished doing today with Peter is I have to go back and I have to summarize each scene I wrote. That's part of the overall analysis. I had to keyword every scene, code, summarize, all that type of stuff. It's important because I have to know, I have to keep the whole picture in mind of what each scene's about. And reading through the entire scene, every time I come across it, is not realistic. I need a very quick way to look at it and go, oh, that's what the scene was about, that's what I learned, that's what the exposition was, this is where I need to take the scene, or maybe get rid of the scene, maybe combine it with another scene and say, why do I have all this? I just need to pick that out, put it over here. With as big as my series is, this is vital to making this successful. It's analysis. It's understanding things that have happened in your past to better plan for your future. As a writer, for me to go through Peter and to understand it, it brings up all sorts of lessons. One of which was my writing in Peter, which was the 9-year-old me, is very choppy. Like I have all these tiny little scenes that really belong in bigger scenes. Like I should combine them, find a way to combine them. But I wouldn't know that necessarily or know how to address it if I didn't go back and analyze each scene and look at what it's about, what happened, what was learned, how did it make the rest of the story change. That's important for me as a writer because it allows me to look at where I've been and plan for where I'm going. It also makes me ask myself in my own life, am I planning? Am I looking back at my past and analyzing where I've been and making those plans for the future? How many times have we learned the same lesson over and over and over again? I bet all of you can look back at your life and go, yeah, there's a lot of things that I should have learned a long time ago. Are you making plans for your life? And I don't mean plans that you sit down and make in super detail. I mean, are you at least creating an outline for what you want out of life? As a writer, if I want to know where the story is going to go, I need to outline it. I'm going to say, here's where the character starts, here's where I want the character to end up, and here's what I think needs to happen between. Now, even though I may have an outline at the beginning, that doesn't keep the story from changing the outline as I go along. I kid you not, one scene where a character did something unexpected resulted in an entire new book. Advent Exodus came from a scene later on in my series where a character said, where is this other character? That I didn't know who that was. It made me have to go back and do some analysis. Life will change your plans. That's fine. But having a plan results in a few really positive things. One is I can look back and see everything I've accomplished. Even if I had planned on, let's say, becoming a doctor and I'm not going to be a doctor. My plans changed. I can at least look back and say, yeah, but I accomplished this much in school and I tried and I learned this about myself. I can look back at the scenes of my life and analyze them. But it's harder to remember if I didn't have a plan to begin with. I can't go back to those old plans and go, oh yeah, I was going to do this and maybe it didn't work out, or maybe halfway through that plan I realized I don't want to be a doctor, but maybe I want to be an anesthesiologist, or maybe I'm better in medical administration. Whatever it is, starting with that plan allowed me to move forward and then look back and realize you haven't wasted your life. There's nothing wasted when you're aiming toward a good goal. But even if my plans have changed means I don't give up planning. It means I create new plans and I aim for them and I create those goals and those metrics. One great benefit when I write my books is when I create a really great outline. Character starts, character ends, here's what needs to happen. As a writer, when you start going in for that first chapter, don't write the chapter and then jump to the second chapter and the third chapter. Write your first chapter, let that initial bout of creativity roll through you. Stop yourself from starting chapter 2 and use that hot burning creativity to start your outline. And then you ask yourself the big questions. Here's where I'm starting. Here's where I want to end. Here's what I think needs to happen. Here's what would be great to see. Maybe a gunfight, maybe an emotional, romantic, whatever it is that the story you're writing about. But then every night when I'm finished with my job and I go home, I don't have to go, oh, what am I supposed to write about next? I have an outline. It says, oh, well, I finished writing about this, the hero and his pals take a boat over a cliff, which was the cliffhanger last night. I finished writing it last night. What am I writing tonight? What happens next? Well, my outline already says washes up on shore or is rescued by the natives or whatever it is. The peace of mind of having a plan means I can focus on one piece of it at a time. I don't have to tackle the whole thing. The pressure of all that is not weighing on my shoulders. When I come home at night, all I have to focus on is what's next in my outline. In your own life, having a plan allows you to go, oh, I can't handle getting school, and I got to go to school, and then I got to get a certification, and then I got to go through all these hours of training, and I got to worry about that. When I have an outline, I come home at the end of the day and say, all I've got to focus on is this lab, this class, this task, this certification. Do you see the benefit of realizing that the wall you're trying to get through is made up of bricks, and all you have to do is focus on one brick at a time? You don't have to fight the whole wall. Choose a brick and tackle it. When that brick is done, start on the next brick. That's all you have to do. But if you don't have a plan telling you which brick to take next, you'll feel all that weight, and it may feel too much for you. As a writer, it has helped me write 15 books in 15 years. Set a plan. Outline your plans. No, they may change. No, they will change. But that's fine, because as they change, it's because you found a better path forward and it's worth changing. The plan 9 years ago is not the perfect plan for you. It will evolve. But if you don't have a plan, you won't see it. If you don't have a plan, you won't know how far you've come, and you won't know where to go. You can improve your life very simply. Create an outline. What do you want to do? Set steps to get there, and then focus on one step at a time. You can do this. I know you can. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to talking to you guys next week. Have a great one.